Hi everyone, it's Bee here at Little Miss Bee Crafts. I hope you're all well today. It's Easter Monday here in Manchester, and it's lovely outside. It's blue skies and it's a little bit windy today. Just putting some cream on because I just noticed that my hands look really, all this washing of hands, it makes your hands so dry, doesn't it? Wish you could smell this this hand cream. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's I can't remember where I got it from, but it smells of it's like grapefruit. It's beautiful. So anyway, so I hope you're all well, and today I've come on because I know that everybody's kind of at a loss. Maybe people are kind of trying to think of things to do, and I know that here in the UK we're on our 3rd week of lockdown, and it's, you know, it's beginning to maybe take a toll on people and trying to do things and be creative. So what I've been making is these little booklets here, and they're just full of you know, just full of either watercolour paper or just cartridge paper, you know, nice paper that you can draw on, and I've just called them a doodle book, basically, and I've just been kind of doodling in them. This is one that I've been using, so I've just been doing some Zentangles and just doing some, you know, watercolours and making things out of them, doodling them, putting some inspirational quotes in there. Yeah, just doing some doodles. So I'm calling them a pocket doodle book, and so I used a 12 by 12 sheet of paper to make these, and you will get 8 out of them. I haven't filled these last two, and I think I'm hoping to be sending them to family and friends through the post so that they can, you know, give them something to do as well. So let's get on with how we make them. So this was another one there. For that paper there, I used this paper pad here. It's 12 by 12. You don't have to use 12 by 12. You can use whatever you've got, A4, 8 by 8, 6 by 6. But this is the one that I used, and it was from Hobbycraft, and I had it quite a while last year. They'd reduced them to kind of £5 for this big pad, and it's one-sided, but it's lovely paper. It's quite thick, I'd say. It doesn't tell you, but I'd say it's definitely over 200 GSM anyway, and it's just lovely. Lots of botanicals and butterflies, which is what I like. Yeah, so that's what I used for this one. Whoops, excuse me. For this one today, I'm going to use this Gypsy by Craft Consortium, and haven't used this one again yet. I'm just trying to get paper pads out and use them up and think, right, what can I do with that? But this is absolutely, let me just show you. You get this, and you can still get this one. So you have a sheet with all these different, and it's like folk, I'd call folk art. Again, like I said, it's Craft Consortium, and their paper pads are absolutely beautiful. I've got a few of them, and they're absolutely gorgeous. And it's kind of like, say, folk arty, gypsy. It's called Gypsy. So yeah, it's that kind of look to it. And I think you get 40 sheets, and I think there is 4 of each sheet. Yeah, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're all double-sided as well. Make a nice scrapbook out of that, I suppose, scrapbook page. And it reminds me, this is the one that we're going to use today, because I thought if you cut that up into 6 by 6 by 3, which is what we're going to use, they're just really nice sizes, and lots of interesting covers. So we're going to take that one out. It reminds me of Folkland as well by Dovecraft. You know, it's that kind of look. Again, double-sided, beautiful florals with some, and you can see it's lovely paper. It really is, and that one's got a bit of a pearlescent to it. There's kind of UV spots on it. You know, like the plasticky kind of. I don't know if you can see it on that one. That one's kind of raised. Stag heads and butterflies. Can you see how it's got that, what they call UV, like the plastic kind of looking, and on the back of that one it's like this beautiful tone on tone pink floral. That is beautiful, and again that's pleasant. Can you see that? Beautiful. And then there's another, it's the same but it's blue on the other side. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous paper. This is just, look at that, it's like a teal with the gold. Isn't that just beautiful? And then on the other side you've got this kind of grey and white. You've got some labels in here that you could cut apart, some postcards and things. And just rulers going to fall. On the other side of those is like postcards. So if you're into your journaling and your junk journaling, you could use those for putting inside. And then you've got this beautiful butterfly. Again, it's a bit I don't know if you can see, but these dots on them are raised. They're all raised, like little gold dots. I don't know if you're picking that up on the camera, but it's beautiful. And then on the other side you've got your polka dots again. Absolutely gorgeous. This is the pad that I'm going to use, and I'm trying to use up some of the paper pads that I've not used yet. So yeah. So for this one, what you're going to need is, you're going to need your 12 whatever size of paper, and the dimensions you're going to cut it into are 6 by 3, because each of these little books is a 3 by 3 little book, so you need it to be 6 by 3. So I'm going to cut this, just cut this in half and then obviously into 4s. So let's just do that again. So 6. Make sure it's nice and straight. 6 by 3, and then this way we're going to cut them into 3 inches, into 3-inch strips. So you get, obviously you're getting your you'll get 8 books out of this one sheet, which is really good. And they are, so once you get into making them, honestly they take no time at all. Basically just cutting up paper, and then you've got a little booklet all to, you know, all to yourself and to be able to give to friends and family. Really simple to make. And just make sure that if you have got any kind of directional paper, that you've got it in the right direction, and that you're not going to have an upside down cover. Okay, and then all you're going to do is just put these in half to make your front covers. So like I say, really simple. Put them in half. I mean, you could, if you don't want the coloured side, you could always have the other side, but these are just, oh, this paper is just, it's just beautiful, and you just get so many nice, you know, lovely covers with lots of different interesting things on them. Yep, so you can see I'm not taking that much care. You know, if you wanted to use your scoreboard to make your line first, but you know, it's just putting pieces of paper in half, that's all. I did, on the other ones, I did use my corner rounder, so I'm going to do that now, just to make nice round corners, you know what I'm like. If you're on my channel regularly, you know that I like to have nice rounded corners. Okay, so I'll just do that with all of them. I'm not going to do them all, I'm just going to do, let me see, which one do I want? I like this one, look at that one, it's got the picture in, it's just like you framed it yourself, you know, you've kind of done it. I'm just looking out the window, and there's people passing by with going on their daily walks, and it's nice to see children, little boys and girls and things. So yeah, with the mums and dads, it's really nice to see. Okay, so I'm just going to put them in there for now, and then, like I said, I don't know if I mentioned, but I did 8 pieces of paper. Like I said, I used cartridge paper and I used watercolour paper, and you want 8 pieces and these pieces are measuring 5 and I think it's 5 1/8. You want them smaller than your frame, than your book, basically. Yep, so just over, so 5 1/8 by 2 7/8. So I've just done them slightly smaller than the cover, because you don't want them to be poking out of the cover. And I thought that was just a nice size. If you wanted to do them a bit longer, you could do, but then by the time you stack them all, it does start to, you know, make a bigger book, if you know what I mean, because you're stacking more and more pages, so it's getting bigger and thicker, so they will start to stick out a bit more than if you need to. Okay, so let's cut. So I've done 4 for, sorry, like I said, you want 8 pieces like this. Okay, you want 8 pieces, so let me just show you. I'm going to get my watercolour card now. Okay, and you should get, I think it was, let me see, I think it was 6 pieces you should get out of an A4. So let me just move all these out of the way. Turn my cutter around the right way, everybody. And there we go. So 5 1/8, 5 1/8. You'll get another 5 1/8 out of this, out of your A4. And then you want 2 7/8, so you want it just under that 3 mark. Okay. And again, you're going to get 2 lots going this way. It's a bit too small, that one, so you know, you can use those bits for other things that you need to. And right way be, there we go. 2 7/8, oops, 2 7/8. In fact, those pieces of paper, they might be big enough, but I'll show you some. I'm going to do another video on a painting technique. Fun. Excuse me, got a tickle in my throat today. I think it's hay fever. I've been out in the garden a lot and I do get hay fever. So okay, so this is, so I've got 4 pieces of my cartridge paper, and again, all you need to do, if you want to use a scoreboard, you can do, but like I say, we're just folding them in half, and you want 4 pieces. So altogether you want 8 pieces. I did them, I thought they'd be nice just to have for a month, so you know, if you wanted to document over the months, you know, you wanted one each month, you know, then you could, if you put 8 pieces in, that's 32 sides, and that's enough for the month. So I'm going to alternate, so I've got a piece of my cartridge paper and a piece of my watercolour, piece of cartridge paper, piece of watercolour, piece of cartridge paper, piece of watercolour, piece of cartridge and a piece of watercolour. And as you can see, it makes a nice substantial, and just really try and press them in. And if you want to, get your bone folder or ruler or whatever, I did have a bone folder here yesterday, but of course it's not here now, is it? When you want to So just use the back of the ruler if you want to, just to give it a nice neat press down so it's lying a bit flatter. Now as you can see, if this doesn't, can you see how that's not all, because you're stacking the pages, they're pushing each other out. So if you want them all to be the same length, just get your ruler, put it against the edge of the end of the paper, and then just take in your sharp knife, just run it down the edge of the ruler. Just do it, just keep going, and you will get the paper to come away. This is if you want a nice straight edge. If you're okay with it, not being so straight, then you can just leave them. You don't have to do this. As you can see, because it's quite there. There. Just last few, I think. Yeah. Last few. Last one there. There we go. Okay, and that should give you now, just a bit on the end, a nice neat edge to your books. And if you want, if it's some, just little bits, and you can just always cut them away. Just where the knife's caught a little bit. Okay, so that's for another book there, put that there. Okay, so you've got your book all ready to go into your front cover. There's your cover. Okay, and as you can see, so now we're going to do the binding. For this you need, it's best if you've got a darning needle, something that's got a bigger, quite a nice, bigger, so it's going to go through quite a lot of paper, so you want it to be quite a strong needle. You don't want a flimsy needle. You want maybe a darning needle. And I've just put some thick embroidery cotton through it. You can use wool, you could use string, you can use whatever you've got to do this. But you do want something that's thicker than just normal cotton, because you do need it to be quite strong. And then all you're going to do is you're just going to open up your book, okay? And if you've got, just open that bit there. If you have got, I'll just get my scroll. These binder clips or something like this, or a peg or something, because you just want to be able to hold it together while you're sewing. Okay, so just, no, I think I've done this on one of my other junk journal videos, but just in case you haven't seen this, and just make sure that it's in the middle, it's nice and straight. Okay, either side. Move that up a little bit. Just don't get that straight again. Okay, right into the centre. I'm just making sure that it's kind of right on each side. And just put your binder clip on, and then I'm going to use a pokey tool. Okay, anything that's sharp that you've got that's sharp, anything like this, your pokey tools. I think I'll use this one. And all you're going to do is you're going to put a hole in the middle. You don't have to measure anything. just roughly in the middle, eyeball it. Sorry about that, the video went off. I just realised that, because normally I do it in bits and starts, and I did a whole video this time, whole filming, and it only lasts 20 minutes. So where we're up to, you'll need a pokey tool, and then make sure that it's not flat or anything, that you're using it with the book in a V like this, okay? So don't put it flat like that. Make sure that it's in the V, and then all you're going to do, I'm just trying to open it a little bit more, is roughly eyeball where you think the centre is. It doesn't have to be, you know, these are for you. It's just to hold the book together, and make sure that you're on a cutting mat, and then all the way through. Again, halfway again, in between where you've just made 1.5 again. Again, make sure all the way through. You can turn it round, you don't have to. And again, halfway between the halfway mark and the end of the book, eyeball it. If you want to be really precise, then you can measure them, but I just think, you know. Okay, and then you're going to need your thread. Okay, I've used, like I said, a darning needle and some thick embroidery cotton thread. You're going to go through the middle first, okay, starting in the inside of the book, not the outside, because you want this thread, you want the thread here to leave a little bit of a tail. That's what you're going to tie, and then you're going to come up one of the bottom one, okay. Really simple, really quick and easy. Make sure that you don't pull it through the thread. Then you're going to go over, not through the middle one, but through the top one. I'm going to go back down through the top one, which says, if I can get the needle through. Just make sure. There we go. It's gone. That's why you need a thicker. You do need a thicker darning needle of some kind, because it does get quite, being such a lot of pages, it can be quite difficult to do. Okay, and then you're going to come up again through the middle. Okay. There we go. It's just because you've already gone through the middle bit, obviously trying to go past thread as well as the pages. Okay, and then pull that up, pull it nice and tight, okay, and then just put a knot into the middle. Okay, just really pull it so that it's not too tight, but you know, it's not slack. Your pages aren't going to be flopping out the middle. Cut these down, take your clip off, and there you have your little book. And that was one that I did, that was the one that I did on, then I realised that I wasn't filming. So that's 2 in, so you've done that in 20 minutes, so you've got 2 books already in 20 minutes, just over 20 minutes. Say, really easy to make, and then you can start doodling away in them. Yeah, so I hope you'll give them a go, and you know, like I say, maybe make some for family and friends, you know, anybody that you know, neighbours, if you know that they're crafty and they want something to do, if your neighbours or whatever, then yeah, give them a go. I think they're really pretty, and yeah, you'll have loads of little notebooks in no time. So thank you for watching today. Again, take care, keep safe, and don't throw your rulers on the floor. Keep safe. Alright, I'll speak to you soon, everybody. Bye. Bye.